Hello and welcome to this second day of the 3 days webinar, Manifestation from the Pure Heart, the second part. And I will just begin sharing the link and at the same time allow you to find me. And here we are. Just need to click. I have this group where I share all the things that I'm providing. It's called Events, Courses, Meditations, and Lectures by Modern Shaman Marian Lane. Nothing less. So I just put a link in here. And then I think I will be everywhere. Yes. Good evening and welcome here. Let's open the energy together and at the same time open to the connection that we opened to yesterday, the manifestation room. And today we will open to the centered state, the work condition, the centered work condition state, and we will open to this to anchor this access to your manifestation room to ensure that you can find it again and again with your intention. And to open this state of consciousness, we begin by entering into the connection with ourselves. You open your awareness, observing your body. And if you can, open the observation to be both from the inside and the outside at the same time. To some it's really difficult. And if you can't, you stay with the inner realization of the connection, the inner expression of the connection by sensing your body. Sensing the body and open your intention on being here, connected with the field and the support in the energies. Breathe. Sense your body. Maybe observe at the same time. And your emotional state of being at the same time as you're sensing your body. Breathe. And sense the state of your energy and the voice of your pure heart. Breathe. Good evening. From this state of being, you connect through your heart to your manifestation room. I get the heat now, get warmth. This is a sign for me for the energy work to be strong. It's good. We need strong energy work for this kind of work. Good evening, welcome here. And we enter directly into the energy work in this lesson, this second day of the 3 days webinars. Manifestation from a Pure Heart 2. And if you haven't seen the rest of them in the first part, there was 3 webinars, and there will be 3 webinars in this part. You can see them on my Facebook page, in the groups, and also in my YouTube channel, The Word of Consciousness. Okay, now we will open to this centered work condition state, and we call upon it with a couple of hand signs. And it's not because they're necessary, but they are supporting. And you can say, I'm in a balance up and down, and all the way around. I'm connected to Earth, and centered. And then when you say centered, you connect to the center that's placed above the solar plexus and below the heart. The centered work condition. And then you allow your energy, your consciousness state to shift. Breathe. And observe what happens with the state of being. And we open this to anchor the connection with your manifestation room. And it opens now. So, do you recognize any sign of change when we open to the centered work condition? Or not? Maybe you're catching signs, reading signs in your systems that's related to the anchoring. Okay, now we're sitting with this for a while, and I would like to hear, have you tried to use your manifestation room? And if you have, did you have any experience with this? And you could say, oh, this is really short, a short while to measure if it works or not. But actually, when we work with it like this, you can expect immediately changes, because we are working with supportive, enhanced manifestations by ourselves in our highest perspective in what is. And then we can add in something that we wish for and enhance this with the carpets in the manifestation rooms as the circumstances, the frames that we would like to hold to contain the manifestation. Otherwise, this is an energy work that's like, to me, it's a part of my life, my everyday life, like lighting a candle and like walking through my home and just watching it. Is it like I want it to be? Is it something I need to take care of? Is it something I need to change? Something I can do, or I can do it later? Walking through my home like this, I do the same in this meeting with myself in my life. And then I use the manifestation room and the manifestation from your pure heart. Also, the steps that we need to take care of from the first part of the teaching that opens the gate. The gate that we need to take care of is that we need to accept our powers. And it's by accepting our powers, we get the full entrance and the power in the manifestation room. We can't release our powers or leave them. Release is not the right word. You can't leave your power and short circuit into manifestation without using them. But after using our powers, we can access these possibilities. I became focused on cold in the anchoring, I guess. Thank you for sharing. I forgot to try it. The question is it a work that can call you if it's necessary, or is it me that needs to contact it every time? With the first question, I became focused. Yes. Thank you. It's actually an energy work where you need to take the leadership. And the reason why it's important that you are taking the leadership is because what we work with here is natural states of being that is messed up by our different programs or different ignitions of our needs and our wantings or desires, that is messed up in different layers of our consciousness and often is disturbed by traumas and patterns inherited from our ancestors or parents or grandparents or society. And all these wantings and needs and frustrations, we are working with taking in our powers and open to the magic room of manifestation, the energy work. We are taking the leadership. And because the drag forces and the mess is so strong, it's important that we make the decisions and take in our powers. And we have sharing here as well. I asked to be more in contact and accept of my own power. And a sign with your Sufi travel appeared, and I am going. Okay. Nice to hear. I was just in connection with them today, and it was amazing again. The energy is simply without description. Actually, we will create a ceremony where I will hold the energy at the same time as they're doing a ceremony in the techie house, and then we will create a group meditation with healing where we will be connected online with them, like using this system, a system like this, and then they will be connected with us at the same time, and then you can receive healing from them and meet them in in the webinar. Looking forward to travel with you. Breathe. Okay. So when can we use this room for manifestation? We can use it when we have brought in our powers and use them like we were taught in the first part with the first 3 webinars, the first 3 lessons in manifestation from the pure heart. And in this second part, we open to the more magic possibilities, and we open the manifestation rooms in the first lesson. In the second lesson, we're anchoring it by using this centered state of a work condition state for energy work. Breathe. And now we try to call it in again and to use it. So open the work condition centered state. I'm in balance up and down, all the way around, connected with earth and in my center. Breathe, allow the change. And the centered state work condition ensures that all the energy work that's performed from here is aligned with the pure heart and the wisdom of the pure heart. It opens to the new era possibilities that is secured because they are ignited with our intention, but our intention, no matter in what layer, no matter in what state of being we use our intention, it's ensured that it ignites in our full span. And in our full span, our soul is in charge. So by using this state of consciousness to create the availability and then use our intention, we are ensured that our soul is administrator to all the energy work. Breathe. And being in this state, now you call upon your manifestation room. And you allow it to open. And we worked with these carpets. And when you have created your room with the carpets, actually they stay there until you make a change. But because it's new and maybe you're here the first time, maybe you wasn't here yesterday, let's open it again. The carpets create the foundations for the manifestations. So that's the frame. And if we not create a frame, our subconsciousness will create a frame. And this frame might be cold-hearted. It might be calculated or miscalculated. It might be carried in by streams of energy that we don't want to connect with. So by creating this frame, in our manifestation room, we support and ensures that what we are working with and by is on the foundation of health, harmony, support, love, the best path that can be. And then what was more? I had one more. Compassion. And we can use this manifestation room to manifest ourselves without bringing in a certain topic or anything that we wish or want. So we begin with that. So we are entering this room, and the gate is our acceptance of our own powers. So the things we can take care of, we accept to take care of them. Breathe. Entering the room. And now in the room, we build up the energy for the manifestation. And now it's the manifestations of ourselves, enhanced and supported by our pure heart. Breathe. And with our intention, we just put our intention on manifesting ourselves. Being in this space, in this room, with this foundation, we're supported so much. And as it's shared here, feels so much love and power. And it's shared, ask to receive that opening. Sounds lovely with the Sufis. The energy builds up with our intention. Sometimes I kind of imagine that I'm pushing a button, and then I sense the energy is building up. And if you can't sense energy at all, you can just let a couple of minutes go by. And then I sense it's building up. And then when it's strong, we send it up. And get the support for the manifestation by ourselves, with all we are under this circumstances, with this frame. And maybe something appears to you by itself. And if you're not experiencing the energies going on, you can just keep that intention of sending it out. If you, like me, sense the energy is lowering, then I'm bringing it back into the room, and again being connected with my intention of manifestation of myself, and allow the energy to build up again. and send it out again. Unless you stay there. And you can do this several times a day, in the morning, in the evening, whenever you think about it. When we begin to manifest certain things, or when we begin to bring something in, anything in, then the possibility for this to be delivered would be decided upon by all possibilities and the connection with the different possibilities. And it's like a landscape of possibilities. And in this landscape, you enhance the possibility by holding the broader perspective. So that means if you will manifest a certain thing, especially at a certain date, really defined, then the possibility for this to reach you will be much lesser than if you're bringing it into a broader perspective. So that means for me to bring in a success, for instance, and thriving and having a life that amuse me, that's broader perspective. If you're ready to, I want this certain thing to happen, and this certain thing, I want to meet this certain person, I want to this to be happening. So we can work with it. It's allowed to work with this really certain manifestations. But if you look at the possibilities, and also if you look at the love and the intelligence that is carried in this field, that supports us, that we are connected to and with, then I experience that the intelligence here is so deep and so wide that it keeps on surprising me. So my experience is that no matter what I can imagine that can be good to me, no matter how I imagine what I want and what I need, often I'm surprised by what is brought to me by this synchronicity that I would never had experienced, or I would never had imagined that what comes by could gives me what it gives me. So by learning this, I also see the problems with the short circuits I can create, creating paths where I imagine that they would be the best ones. And at the same time, there's much better paths, but I couldn't imagine them. So my imaginations become my hugest boundary. And my imagination can be my suppression. Does it make sense? So using our manifestation capacity and not allowing this boundary, this suppression, to be a part of my manifestation. I do this by manifesting states of being instead of certain paths. Yes, and it makes sense. So, if you look at what you would like to manifest in the most simple manner, the most direct manner, you bring this in. It can be a beautiful garden. It can be a huge, smart car. It can be a better work. Then for you to find the conditions to manifest, you need to go below what you need, what you want to manifest. So by instance, if you want to manifest a garden, then you have to go below this need, this wanting for a garden. So you connect yourself. Maybe you enter a garden in reality, or you imagine yourself being in this garden. What does it bring you? What state of being would this garden bring you? It will give me a sense of my energy to be brought to life, connection with nature, and beauty, by instance. So instead of manifesting the garden, I'm bringing into my manifestation room the state of being where my life energy is enhanced, connecting with nature. And what was it? I don't remember. It's okay. Did you get the point? So, by instance, the smart, beautiful car. What does it give me? A sense of surplus, a sense of enough, a sense of being rich. But you can be rich in a broader perspective, can't you? So let's bring this to the broadest perspective that can be. So, entering to your manifestation room, using the entrance, both the acceptance of the gate that you contain your own powers, but also using the calling upon this state, centered state of work condition. And I'm in a balance up and down, all the way around, connected with earth and in my center. Allow the change. Breathe. And now I put my intention, push the button on opening my manifestation room. And now we are sure that this manifestation room is opened within of your heart and with this foundation, these frames that we activated beforehand. I'm entering manifestation room with my intention. And then I'm bringing in being rich in the broadest perspective, surplus, connected with nature, thriving, my life energy rising, And now we are focusing on these state of beings that we would like to manifest, really focusing for them to be activated in the room. And you can bring in others. It's important that it's the broader perspectives, that it's the state of being that's below what you can imagine with certain things you want to manifest. And if you need help to find what could be below the certain things you want to manifest, you can just share it in the comment, and I will try to help. And we have sharing here a question. What is below if I wish a boyfriend a man of my dreams? Okay, then you open to what does this bring you? And I also need to share with you another trick, another manifestation thing that's a modern shamanic possibility that's also manifestation. And what is below is like being connected with somebody who recognizes me, supports me, gives me a good vibe of lust and good energy, somebody to share with, by instance. But actually, when you search for a partner, there's a manifestation tool where you create a bouquet, and the flowers in the bouquet is a certain way of being that you know that will support you the best in a person. And the way you find this is by acknowledging in the meetings that you have had already. So if you have had partners beforehand, you can use your experience here. So what you knew or know worked the best part of this connection, the best part of this interaction, the best part of this relation. What was that? And even the worst part, you can use that to turn it around to the opposite. And you can both use partners you have had yourself and other partners and persons you have met that's not partners. Or you just can see, oh, this way of being, this, wow, this would really be the best for me. Then that is a flower. Then you put this flower in your pure heart, and then you're watering it by remembering it. Then when you have manifested this first part of what be a perfect to you in a partner, you find the next one. Remember the first one, and then you manifest the next flower by acknowledging what would fit me the best in a partner here. Put that into the pure heart as well, and watering both. So does it make sense? And then you create the bouquet and you're watering it every day. That is the best manifestation tools for attracting the best partners. Okay, we are in this room and we have opened this broader perspective or begin the bouquet and focusing really much about it. And then we have a sense of it, and then we push the button on manifesting. And then the energy begins to build up. Begin to build up. And I take the questions afterwards, this first. The first energy work. Energy builds up, and when either you have used a couple of minutes or you have this sense of it's really intense, then you send it out. Keep it either until you sense the energy is going a bit down, or 5-10 minutes. Don't need to have your arms up here. You can just stay here. And then when you sense 5-10 minutes or even 20, after 20, it doesn't make so much difference anymore. And then the questions here. It's perfectly okay in Danish. I try to translate. To stand strong in my true light, on the right spot, in the true flow, in my work. So it comes easy. Actually, I need to ask, what is it? So it comes easy. What is it? One of the things that's important when we work with manifestation is that we know what these words defines. The broader perspective is actually still quite pure defined. So just to support you the right way, I just need what is it. It comes easy. And as you're supporting me with that answer, I go to the next question. What is below the wish to be free of physical chronic pain? Oh, that's a difficult one, huh? I understand it's difficult. See if I can support. And only if you have resonance with what I'm finding, what I'm guessing, it's right. It's you who's carrying the true answer. So let's see what's below. Health, good health. Being fulfilled. Having hope. Live. Feeling free. Having hope. Thriving. Carrying life abilities. Does it resonate with you? Sorry. Okay. It was the flow in the job to give and receive. Okay. Stand in my right light, in the right spot, in the true flow, in my work. So to give and receive comes easy. I get like a knot, or my throat is like doing like this. And the reason why my throat is doing like this usually is because below your words there's a kind of fear. Is it true that you have a fear below these words? A kind of fear or anger? And only if you resonate with it, it's true. Otherwise, I'm guessing in the wrong direction. It happens. What about a new home close to water and some garden space? It seems like you have worked with this for so long that it's actually pretty broad, contained in you. Is it true? So you have really, really thought about that a lot? The new home close to water and the garden space? But still, you can, yes. So if you have really worked with it a lot, it's actually better to keep it like that than to go below it. You've already been there. So it's better to keep it, but to try to stand your ground in your foundation in the manifestation room from your pure heart, to stand your ground open. So not thinking about how it should look, where it should be, how it should be able to exist. Try to release all these ideas of how it could happen. Then that would be better. Okay, see if I can support, either if I guess right or wrong when my throat is doing this. See if I can support to open to what's below this with standing in my right light and the right spot in the same flow, true flow. Yeah, fear of not being good enough. Fear of if I'm in the wrong place when I'm not sensing a true flow. Okay. And to that, I can bring in a small support before we entering the manifestation work. When we are on our path in life, no matter if we are working as energy workers or not, the path in life contains different passages. Is it called that in English? Passages? I don't know. And sometimes you will be on a highway, strong in one direction. Sometimes you will be on a small, twisted way. Sometimes it will be uphill. Sometimes it will be downhill. Sometimes you're in a pit stop. Sometimes you're waiting for somebody. Sometimes you are actually running really fast in a part of your path and waiting in another part of your path. Sometimes when you are looking in the one path where nothing is happening, you miss to realize how much is happening in another part of your path. Because actually we are living many paths at the same time. So often when I tried this, that I kind of see, oh, nothing is happening here. What is wrong? Then suddenly I see, oh, a lot is going on. Also, we are a part of collaboration. We are part of a network, and our flow is also connected with other flows and the huge flows in the huge fields of Earth. We are connected with all the layers. And sometimes our flow is just, you could say, lowered because of something that we are not a part of. because it just reaches. So because of that, we cannot measure if we're doing the right thing by watching our flow. So instead, we are using our awareness and our energy to do our best where we are. And I hope that supports you a bit. It's difficult. What is important is also what's asked in the next comment. Doesn't manifestation demands action in real life? And that was what we talked about in the first part, manifestation from the pure heart. The first 3 webinars was about how important this is to make decisions and to take action. And when we do this the best we can all the time, we are taking our power in. And the power, and don't say sorry. And the power in, if you ask the questions, many other will ask the questions and think about it, and then I can address it again. So thank you so much for bringing it in. No, don't sorry. Don't be sorry. So we accepting our powers. We accepting that we need to take action in real life. But this is another room. After taking the actions that we can take, working with the decisions, working with the prayers and the thanksgivings, then this is the next step where we're working with our our work with the flow, or work with the possibilities, or work with sending out the energies. And also when we send out the energies, maybe you can sense already something is changing inside of you. So, okay. Being scared is a natural part of life. And we would really like to manifest from a pure heart and allowing the scare, the fright to be without it influencing our manifestation. So it's actually a puzzle, a riddle to find the right manifestation that's not containing the fear. Sometimes I use days and weeks to find it, because it can be difficult, it can be tricky. So see, because I'm pretty trained, see if I can find it and see if you can resonate with it. And then the rest of you can follow and see what this is about. Okay, see if I can go below. And at the same time I'm doing this, you can still use the manifestation room at the same time. Actually, what I see is what you want to manifest is actually what is contained already in the manifestation room that we created. Because the manifestation room that we created supports us in manifesting ourselves in the highest manner, in the best way where we are right now. And if we do this, this will support us in the direction where we will be in our own light, in the right spot, in the true flow, in whatever we are doing. And to give and to receive is easy. So actually it seems like the trick here is to believe in the flow. So if you're not believing in the flow, if you're not believing in the energy, then you can't use it. what would you do then? Am I lost? No. Then you go back to work with the first part, manifestation from the pure heart, the first 3 webinars where we work with prayers and giving thanks. Because prayers and giving thanks, we're using them when we're in a condition, and that's something I can be several times a day, okay? Where I'm in a condition where I'm suddenly can't believe that there will be help. I can't believe that things will end up good. If I can't believe it, it's better to do a prayer. If I can believe it, but I can't see it, then I can give thanks. If I believe it and I can't see it, then I can use the manifestation. It was really good. It was really good that you brought it in for us to be able to come around this also. So thank you for the questions and bringing it in. Also, again, thank you for this question with, does manifestation demands action in real life? Important. And to you who asked the questions about the manifestation of being in the right light, in the right spot, in the true flow, in whatever you're doing, so giving and receiving comes easy. Do you have resonance with what I found? Because only if you have resonance with that, it's true. I'm good at guessing because I'm using mirroring techniques and new era sitting techniques, but sometimes it's not right. And the question here, or perspective, what if we, instead of finding our wish, we see what we have manifested and then go below that to be free if it's not good for you? Yes, you can actually do that, but it's tricky because, and the reason why you can do it is because the 21st of December 2022, the mutual field of consciousness is switched into the new era state 7D. And when this switched, we can actually, when we are centered, when we're focused, we can use our intentions, sorry, on what we don't want. Maybe you heard people talking about that you can't say what you don't want because the universe doesn't understand don't. But that was beforehand, and the reason was actually because a part of us had counter reactions. So when we wished for something that we didn't want, then the reaction opened to what we didn't want, and then what that would be what we attracted. But now it's changed, but still it's a bit tricky. So I will still advise you to turn it around. So when you go below something you have manifested and you see this is not good to you, and you see what's below it, then turn it around. What is the opposite? And then you work in your manifestation room by manifesting the opposite than what you saw that you manifested. And yeah, okay, it was true. Just waited so long for flow. And I know that sense. And also I know a state of being where when I'm ignited by my lower connections, then it's like no matter what happens, it always feels like that. And it's something about being a part of the true reality. Be a part of the reality where we work with energy, where it makes the most difference. Actually, a couple of days ago, I was in a meditation, an energy work, and then I sat with this question: why is everything so difficult to me? Why do I need to struggle so much? Then, in one movement, I was rising above Earth and watching all over the world people struggling. And this was people struggling. And I got the message. I got the teaching. The struggle and then the struggle. And the reason why I work with this, even though I have to struggle, is to support the one who's struggling. Maybe you can't use it, but it was my teaching 2 days ago, because I sat with the same sense, and it supported me, and I sense, okay, this will have a long-term effect, and for sure it's still there. I know it doesn't always work like that. So another day it wouldn't have come to me, because then it wouldn't have worked. Okay. And now this teaching come to an end. We still have one more day. Thank you so much for your participation here, both you who come being in a live teaching, the live webinar, the support by being here, your questions, your sharing. Thank you so much for this beautiful work and mutual work. Breathe. And it's always a good idea to meet yourself again in the body, and also give our thanks, our gratitude to the meeting, to everything that supports us, everything that we are allowed to support. Giving our gratitude. It's a good way to end the energy work. If you have another way, it's perfect as well. When we work in the New Era way, it's not one way. It's all the ways. Thank you so much, everybody. Hope to see you soon. If you like this, I hope you share it. It's so new to me still to work internationally. Working in Danish in Denmark since 2012, but only for like a year. Small glimpse began to open for this. So if it makes sense to you, I hope you share. Thank you and see you.